Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. It's nice seeing you in class again today. Welcome, 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 everybody. I'm so happy to have you here. Continuing our sessions on addiction, trauma, and everything. Today. We are going to deal with conquering digital addiction. Yeah, thank you, Jola. I'm actually very okay. A bit under the weather, but yeah, we do what we've got to do. We keep going. And yeah. I'm glad you actually noticed it anyway. Thank you. I was, oh yeah. I was not actually expecting so many people in the class today, given the short notice we pulled out there yesterday. But I'm glad all of you can make it in. And those who couldn't join us live will get the recording as usual. We'll send it to the group and upload it on our channel. So let's get back to the business of the day. We are talking today on conquering digital addiction. That's our topic for today. I'll walk you through my slides from here. The slides is divided into 5 sections. Introduction to digital addiction, that is building. Okay, are you still seeing me? All right. Introduction to digital addiction, that is navigating from digital. What is digital addiction? Then we move to navigating from digital addiction. We get to how to structure our homes for screenless productivity. Then we talk about the remove and replace method and final tips and takeaway. It's going to be a very short class because we are building on the sessions we've already had before. It's not yes, we are building on the past masterclass. You're right, Mr. George. Yeah. So let's dive in. Let's dive in. So, what is digital addiction? It is an excessive and compulsive use of digital devices. Come, this is 2025. We are not going to say, oh, don't go near digital thing, don't use TV, don't use your phone, don't use smartphones. No, those days are far gone. But when you cannot do without using them, when you feel so out of place because you are not having your phones, your gadgets, you've not touched your systems in a day, then maybe you are dealing with an addiction. Now, we are not going to get into the clinical aspect of addiction because you will need a doctor to really look into your case and do a diagnosis of your situation. But the little things that as an individual you can actually see and work with, those are the things that we are going to speak about, things that we can see and mitigate on our own without getting, before we get to that clinical stage, actually, before we get to a place that we will need more than our own help. That is what we are going to deal with today. So the excessive and compulsive use of digital devices. When it is no longer, oh, I have a work to do and I need to use my system to get it done. When it is no longer, oh, I have a class, I have a meeting to catch up, I have a class I missed, I need to catch a replay. When the use of it is no longer intentional, when your intentionality is no longer involved, where it is compulsive, when you feel as if you are dying because you've not touched your system in a day, then you are dealing with symptoms of addiction. You may probably be digitally addicted. That excessive use has gotten to the point that it affects your daily life, your relationships, and overall well being. At that point, we can technically say you are at the point of addiction. At that point, you are already addicted to your gadgets and everything that it has to do with it. Now, this addiction does not come by itself. It has some sciences behind it. It affects your neural pathways. And what makes it so bad or so addictive is that it releases dopamine. You know, dopamine, that feel of, oh, I'm so high, oh, I've done something actually good, like a reward system. Like if you are, permit my usage of the word, as if you're on drugs and you've taken the right dosage, as if you take, sniff some stuff to be high. When your usage of digital device gets to that point, it is an alarming thing. You need to sit down and walk yourself out of that conundrum. Because it triggers dopamine, it makes it more difficult. Now, let me bring it home a bit. I used to be a coffee addict. If I don't, in fact, I joke with my people that, oh, my bloodstream is coffee. If I don't take coffee in a day, I don't know how I'm going to feel. In fact, that is not possible. How will I not take coffee a day? Do you want to kill me? Now, I take coffee, I take Lipton, and I take Coca-Cola. It is work induced in me. The environment with which I work, where I live, means I'll travel long distance and I have to wake up as early as possible to get to the office before 7, because if I don't catch the first train, I may not be able to get to the office till around 12 if I'm going by road. So that lifestyle rubs up on me. Then I close late again. When I'm in traffic coming, by the time I'm closing, the train has already closed for the day. So I have to come home by public bus. When I'm in traffic coming, if you live in Nigeria, Lagos particularly, you know all those kind of traffic I'm talking about. When I'm coming home, my only source of dinner will be to take a bottle of Coke and gala. So I was addicted on these things for a very long time. I know how difficult it was for me to stop taking coffee. In fact, I thought I've even won the battle until months into my withdrawal. The weather changed, and I'll actively make a cup of hot water, attempting to go back to just take a cup of coffee. I'll be close to tears. Not because anybody told me, oh, you need to stop this coffee. No, nobody told me. It was just to me. I just feel like, okay, I've been addicted to this thing. I need to stop. Everybody is already complaining about my addiction to it. So I needed to stop. But doing it on my own, I was able to go for months until the weather changed. And it was tougher than it was when I began. So when you do anything that gives you that feel of I am high, I am up, I am there, I am doing this, this is what I am, this is what gives me the mojo, this is what gives me the push. It is addiction. And you need to work on your addiction as fast and as simply as you can before you get to becoming a clinical case. If you're already a clinical case, I'll say go back to your doctors, work with your doctors, follow their instruction, document your journey. There is nothing that beats your healing. I keep telling people there are good addictions. You can be addicted to reading books in a healthy manner. You can be addicted, you can be addicted to God's kingdom. Addiction in itself is not a bad thing. But what you're addicted to immediately, it has bad side effects. It affects your relationship, affects your humanity, affects your mental well-being. You need to work more on yourself. Now, let's move ahead from the feeling of reward that it gives to our next slide. Now, I think I'm going to spend more time explaining here about effects of addiction on healthy lifestyle. Effects of of addiction on health and lifestyle balance. Neuroplasticity. When you repeated that addiction pattern, it builds a new neural connection and pathways. Your brain kind of internalize that pattern. It comes to you as something that you must do to be normal. That is what is neuroplasticity is saying. Repeated digital stimulation can rewire the brain, altering neural connection and building new pathways. Also, this kind of addiction increases your cortisol level, which also lead to increase in your stress and anxiety level. So because you're addicted to system, in fact, you lose, if you're somebody like me, you lose the sense of timing. When I'm working on my system, before I know it's an addiction, I lose sense of timing. I forget to eat. I don't even remember any other thing than sitting behind my desk and getting my task done. That is not a healthy pattern. So apart from it increasing your stress level and anxiety level, it also disrupts your healthy lifestyle. It affects your sleep pattern. Anything that affects your sleep pattern has already affected your life negatively. If you cannot sleep from your normal 8 p.m., 10 p.m., and wake up without interruption, having that deep sleep, that deep, restful sleep, your health balance is already affected. And it comes with their own baggage, like insomnia, daytime fatigue, and other sleep related issues from this single digital addiction. You already get becoming insomnia patient. You have daytime fatigue. During the daytime, you are so slow, you cannot be on top of your game because you actually did not rest well. It affects, then it leaves that area and affects your cognitive function. You cannot assimilate things, you pay less attention, your memory, the rate at which you can pick things in your memory, store information, process them, reduces greatly. That is not a healthy pattern. Also, it can lead to sedentary lifestyle, increasing the risk of obesity. How can we explain that digital addiction will increase the rate of diabetes? Let me say that again so that you can capture it and register it into you. Digital addiction, addiction to your systems and everything, has the capacity to increase your rate of diabetes. And you know how difficult, challenging to manage diabetic patients can be. It is a life altering challenge. So if you can still work on it before you get to this stage, I beg you, do all you can to withdraw from digital addiction when it is still within your power. Now, if you don't know how to go about it, I please plead with you to stay to the end of this presentation. When you get to class, there will be a workbook for you to work with on how to get out of digital addiction, on how to conquer digital addiction before you get to that clinical stage that you are dealing with one ailment or the other. Also, digital addiction contributes to sedentary lifestyle, increasing rate of obesity. I've mentioned that. It has been linked to various risks in mental imbalance, depression, anxiety, and other cardiovascular diseases. So, in a nutshell, being addicted to your devices can lead you to have heart problems. I don't think that's an end any of us actually bargained for. No. So, before it gets that bad, please, if you are still within range, I plead with you, kindly start taking steps to withdraw from it. I will discuss the solutions in subsequent slides. We put some solutions in subsequent slides as we go ahead. So it is not digital addiction is not a death sentence, but if we manage it right, we can actually avoid all the loopholes. Now let's get to our third point, navigating from addiction to healthy balance. Now we are getting into solution. Like I said at the beginning, this is going to be a very short class. It's a build up on the past classes we've had on digital and other kind of traumas, addictions in our series on addictions and trauma management. So today we are actually dealing with conquering digital addiction. And we've discussed what addiction is. We've discussed the symptoms that we can notice and how it is important to start taking steps to get out of digital addiction before it leads to life-threatening challenges, health challenges, heart diseases, and any kind of, in fact, it can even disturb your relationship. You will not be able to know isolation, not knowing how to be social and all those things. Just live in your own bubble and depression can actually set in. So from there, we are moving into navigating from addiction to healthy balance. Remember at the beginning, I said this is 2025. You cannot say, oh, I'm not going to use any device because of addiction. No, 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 no. They are now a necessary part of our daily existence. I'm talking to you from a device. You are getting this from your own device. So we cannot say, oh, I don't want to touch device. No, no, it is now managing ourselves in ways that we can stay healthy and still be productive. That is our focus on this particular discourse. So navigating from addictions to healthy balance. Identify your digital habits. I put it here that until you are aware of the extent of damage, you can't plot your ways back to healthy balance. And for you to be aware, you have to track your screen time, apps, and activities to understand your digital patterns. For example, I am very big on social media, especially Facebook. But for the past 3 years, I think there is no day I spent more than 3 hours on Facebook. Except maybe on my birthday, or I have the classes I'm running on Facebook, or I'm taking classes that is on Facebook and it is running longer. But by the time I've hit my 3 hours, my device will tell me, you've spent 3 hours on this app today. So what I do is that whenever I overshoot on this particular day, the next day I make sure I don't hit that target. I stay less time on it. How have I been able to manage it? When I post, I'll go back there, maybe a day after or later in the evening, to respond to the people and keep the conversation going. But all my allotment for Facebook, that is my biggest platform, is 3 hours per day. Now I'm working on reducing that 3 hours to 2 hours or to 1 hour as time goes on. I may need to tweak things here and there, but on this journey, we have to make it a healthy one. So I'm not telling you what I have not done before. I'm just sharing what I've done. Like the Bible says, what my hands have handled of the work life. So you need to identify track your own screen time, the ones one of the things I realized when I began to track my screen time is that next to Facebook, I spent a lot of time on YouTube. And that is one area I want to bring here. When I stay on YouTube, I'm not consuming entertainment products. I stayed on YouTube to consume educative products. I listen to podcasts, I join services, I stream some things for my own audience too. And I realized that those things are really, really taking a lot of time. So what did I do is that I had to create a timeline for YouTube as well. So any day, you don't find me doing more than 4 hours on YouTube, except I'm joining a training, except I'm joining a meeting, except I'm doing something productive for that day. And those exceptions don't happen every day. On Sundays, if I'm not in a physical service, I join online. If I have a training to attend or I'm hosting, I do it online. But I have it at the back of my mind that as much as I am telling people not to be addicted, I need to work on things that triggers addiction in me too as a person. So it is all well and good. It's not something that oh, these people they don't know what I'm. No, we are all in it. We are all a work in progress. So let's move forward. Acknowledging the impacts on you after you have tracked your pattern. Acknowledge the impact that pattern has on you. On me, I was able to see that though I have a family history of insomnia, it has increased with me over time. And the reason is because I'm what you call a workaholic. I love to work. Even when I get home from the office, I still want to switch off my system and catch up on work, send emails, get on my projects, see my all those good stuffs. But they are already having adverse effect on my person. So what I did was that I made sure if it is not life threatening, if nobody's life depends on me responding to that email after my allotted hours, if my projects are not going to suffer setbacks because I did not pick up on the correspondence as fast as I should, then it is bound to be delayed till the following working day. And to help me, my deliverables, I make sure there are other people. Everything does not have to come to me. There are other people who can pick it up at their own level, deal with things, and I just delegate as much as I could. So the heavy lifting is not all on me. There are people, there are able lieutenants who can take things up from here and there and just keep things moving. The idea is that the show must go on. However, it does not have to end my life or the life of the people working with me, because that's another critical balance we have to create. While we are working to deal with our own digital addiction as lead executives and everything, we don't have to put the same burden on those who are working with us so that we can have healthy staff too. Our workforce must be healthy for our organizations to be healthy. So we don't have to put, oh, by night. I used to work at a particular place that you have no sleeping hour. If a mail drop at 1:15, by 1:17, you must have responded to that mail. It does not matter where you are, what part of the world you are. So all those kind of patterns does not make us have a healthy workforce that will make sure your projects are working and your people are at their optimal best at every point in time. We need to check all those areas as we go on. We can actually turn it to a what do you call it now? Corporate identity for us that oh here we schedule our operations and things nothing stays unattended and everybody gets to rest. That those kind of things are very, very important. Those kind of balance are very important to be included in our operations. So set boundaries after you have acknowledged the impact it has on you. Set boundaries, establish your screen time limit, screen free environment in your home. Let me dwell on this a bit. You see, our home are too full of screens. There's a screen in the living room, screen in the kitchen, there's a screen in the tea in the bedroom, there is screen everywhere. So our rooms, our house are filled with screens. It's like we are surrounded by many cloud of witnesses, but immediately we notice the effects on us, we need to start reducing their impact on us. Don't put a screen in your room if you know it's going to affect your sleep time. Say no to TV in your room. There was a time, I think before COVID, yeah, 2019-ish, I make sure my laptops, my phones don't get into my room for the night. That was the time I started working on my addiction to gadget and everything. All those things don't get into my room at night. I put them far away. So when I'm going into my room, it is to sleep. The TV in my room, I stopped putting on. I don't watch anything in my room any longer. If I am not sleeping, I'm tossing around the bed. I'll stay there. I'll stay on that bed until that sleep comes. Because immediately I say, oh, I want to go and okay, just change. I'll not be able to sleep again till the morning. So as a part of my own self whatever prescription or whatever, I just make sure my TVs and the room are shut down. In fact, it has been moved out now. And my phone, my laptops don't sleep in the same room with me. I do whatever I want to do. I shut them down when I going to sleep. That helped me a great deal until COVID came and we had to get on the digital high again. And I'm still a work, like I said, every one of us is a work in progress. We're still working to get things moving. So you need to create that free zone for screens in your home. There should be maybe your dining area, the bedrooms, like I said, when the family gathers to watch a movie, let everybody put aside their phone so that we all be present to enjoy fellowship as a family, to connect, to relax, to validate ourselves. All the good stuff that families are meant to do together, we'll be able to do it and we keep it moving from there. So the next thing is create a supportive environment. Bring everyone in your home space on board so that you can all grow together. That is a very critical point. Let me say this, especially for our men. Let me say, when you are working on your digital addiction, as daddies, as fathers, head of the house, don't just legislate. Ah, nobody must come to this sitting room with a phone again. No, 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 no. There is something in our concept as Africans, we call it home training. Train them. There is something called digital addiction. In fact, share this video with them. Sit down, watch it with family. There's something called digital addiction. If you are affected by it, it will hamper your health. It can lead to heart diseases, cardiovascular diseases. It can lead to obesity, depression, isolation, and all those bad stuff. So we are all going to work on how to reduce our addiction to screens and just tell them. Let them understand the reason so they can follow. So that when you are not there, they will not break the rules. If you make it all rules and no human face to it, no conversation around it, no, they are only going to obey when you are around. When you are not around, they are free to do whatever they want to do with their lives and their screen. So you need to have that conversation, bring them on board so that all of us can grow together. You see, this journey of life, of having a home that is safe from emotional challenges, digital, and all those kind of things, of living a wholesome life is not a solo journey. We all have parts to play. Even your home staff, your house help, your gardeners, everyone deserves to be healthy. So you tell them, guys, by the time it is 8 p.m., Wi-Fi goes off. Nobody is going to use their phone. If there is a very important and emergency somewhere, the person will call you directly. You can arrange for it. But if it is not emergency, every conversation ends by 8 p.m. so that we can rest well and we wake up tomorrow to keep it going. I pray that we will not have an emergency that will be life threatening and we will need to be rushing up and down in the night. That's not a regular, but we need to have all these systems built into our healthy home lifestyle. So from here, let's move to the next things on the slides. Okay, structuring our homes for screen-less productivity. Like I said, set up a digital-free bedtime. Set up a digital-free bedtime routine. A calming pre-sleep routine such as reading a book or meditation will help. Now, I will have all at one time read bedtime stories to our children before they sleep. Do we actually know that while we are reading to them the good stuff, that is the effect of having pre-sleep routine. It calms them, it helps them relax. And from that relaxation point, they sleep into a very wonderful, beautiful sleep. As an adult, you can take a book. Don't read ebook when you are going to sleep. It still triggers the cortisol. It triggers the dopamine. And when you are high, you cannot sleep. So don't make, oh, I'm reading on my phone kind of thing. No. Get a hard copy book. If you don't have any, read your Bible. At least you have one hard copy Bible. Read your Bible. Meditate on the things that you have read. Another thing that can help you to to structure your home for experience productivity is journal. Journaling will help you relax. It will help you track your process. It will help you, it will help you track your process. It will help you to bring your mind into the present. So you are thinking, okay, what have I done today? What am I grateful for today? What are the challenges of the day? How do I make sure I don't repeat this again? And all those good stuff. It brings you into the present. Another one, create a digital free environment at home. I cannot oversee this. You see that your dining area should not be a place for phone. Where you sit down to have meals with the family should be a place for conversation, for catching up. Oh, daddy, how was your day? Mommy, what did you do today? How was school? And all those good stuff. It's not a place that everybody will carry their own phone and everybody, no, 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 no. And when you sit down in the living room to have your movie night, to watch movie, please, daddies, please, mommy, please, gentlemen and lady, put your phone aside. Be present in the present. Don't be scattered. Don't just be there without being there and all those kind of things. Just stay there. Be there. Be able to connect with your people. Then another one. Okay, if you are a part of the Wholesome Leadership Academy, you will have gone through the training on how to have your family vision and media plans to guide what you watch in line. You see, there are some of the things that we watch that are not healthy, and that's a different conversation altogether. I'm not even going to attempt to go into that, but if you need to get the training on that, just leave it in the classroom for the admin to pick up on how to set your family vision and media plans. It helps a whole lot. It actually determines, in fact, it should be the bedrock of your digital health plan. So let's move to the other thing. I don't intend for this class to be this long, but I think I'm seeing okay. I'm actually seeing questions from the YouTube side of things, but I'll get back there later. Take one or two of the questions before we round up this session. It's just going to be, like I said from the beginning, it's not a uh, an extensive class. We just want to touch on what we think is very necessary, considering the feedback we are getting from some of us people in the academy and friends outside the academy as well. Now we are on the point remove and replace. Coming out of digital addiction is not by fear. You cannot just wish it away. It's not something like, tomorrow, I'm stopping digital addiction. No, it doesn't work like that. It's not like stop how you easily stop paying for your cable TV services and you stop getting them or all those kind of things. No, it is hard work. And this work mm, is not time bound. It's like a daily walk, a daily grind until you get to that safe place. And when you are at that safe place, you keep at it so that you keep maintaining the sanity and the health of your mind and everything around you. So coming out of digital addiction is not by fear. This is a painstakingly deliberate step. However, there is no room for vacuum, as nature itself abhors vacuum. Hence, we need to be mindful of how we take baby steps away from that point we are right now into where we want to be, a healthy place. For every gadget, digital games, programs, or show we are taking off in our journey to healthy digital interactions, we need to have things on ground to replace them. Now, I'm mindful that we are a mixed audience. There are people who are already grandparents, there are people who are parents, and there are young people in the academy. So start from where you are. If you are a grandparent, you can start from working on yourself. Every one of us are working on ourselves. Every one of us, we are working on ourselves. Every one of us, we are doing what? We are working on ourselves. So we cannot jump the gun, so to speak. For every gadget, let's say you like playing PS5, and when you do your personal mapping, you see that PS5 takes a lot of your time, and you want to reduce your time on PS5. Why don't you look for a board game instead of okay, I take it off and then just do replace your PS5 with Monopoly or any of the board games. So when we are on remove and replace. You don't just remove, you take everything off and you are empty, you are frustrated. You are, no, no, no. If you realize that when you are doing your mapping, the time you spend on your gadgets are much more in the evening when you are at home, you just stay there and everything. Instead of that one, instead of that one, you can start a garden. You know, another part of me that many of you know or may not know is that I am a farmer. So you can actually do home garden. Instead of giving your children phones to be playing without any supervision non-stop, you can get them to walk. Give them one or two product pots, that's what I call them, one or two uh plants to manage by themselves. Oh, child A, you water this, child B, you do this on this, you weed this area. Give them assignment. Children are always very happy to work with their hands. We, the parents, are the one that introduced them to the gadgets. They didn't come from heaven bringing any gadget or from. They didn't come into the world at birth holding any gadgets. We introduce it to them because we think it's going to take their focus away from us while we do other things. Now it's time to bring them back as we are bringing ourselves back out of that addiction into a more healthy space. I cannot overemphasize this next point. Be in a supportive community. Look and join community with same shared values deliberately. You cannot be working on yourself on getting out of digital addiction while all your friends are people you play PS5 together. That you do, in fact, you even bet, okay, I'm going to win you this weekend. No, 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 no. Just look for, you don't need to fight your friends, you don't need to break away from them, but because your values are the points differs a bit, just look for new friends who are working on how to get out of that digital addiction space into a digital health space. Join them, have conversations with them, form a book reading club, a gardening club, do things together that will take you away from your digital lifestyle, especially when it has nothing to do with your job. The next point is to introduce non-screen games like books, exercises at home. I've explained that ahead. Then do role plays. Tell your children to go and write plays, family play, daddy, mommy, give them characters. They'll develop the characters and you all act it out. Cook together. Do cooking competition at home. I've mentioned about gardening with your family. You can do that. If your environment is safe, if you live in a gated estate and you're sure everywhere is safe, go for long walks. Instead of sitting behind your desk and playing cards and all those, just take a long walk. Enjoy nature. But more importantly, seek support. Your support system may be your spouse. Oh, honey, please, oh, I don't want to get back into this addiction stuff with my system. I'll need you to keep me in check. If I'm here beyond 9 p.m., just call me and I need to get up. Put supportive structures around yourself. Now we are rounding off. As we round off this, like I said at the beginning, there is a workbook for you for this training. You can get the workbook in the class. The link for the workbook will be shared in the class. You can just get it. It is free for you. Like, it is actually free. At least for this class, it's free. It may not always be free, but at least for this class, it is free. So it is free for you. Work on it. Feel it. It's going to take you, it's a 5 day stuff workbook broken down to 5 different parts. Take one part per day, work on it, answer the questions, think, do your own mapping. It's a lot of work on you. Yes, I understand, but it's a long walk into a lifetime of freedom from digital addiction. And when your children can pick that value from you, nobody can ever introduce them to digital addiction any longer because children learn by modeling. You model what they are to them. The next thing, track your progress and frustrations. Now, at the beginning, remember when I was talking about my frustration with coffee, and I'll go and actually boil this water, put it in a cup, and I'll remember that. I mean, you told yourself you can do this. You've done it for 6 months. You can do it for another 60 minutes. And by the time that 60 minutes is done, I feel a bit better. But cranky. But immediately I conquered the first 5 minutes, the next 5 minutes, and break it down like that. I'm able to conquer the whole day and the next day. So we are here. Have I not taken coffee since that time? No, I have taken coffee many times. Many times. But it is no longer compulsive. I take when I feel like taking. I've taken Coke at many times. I take it when I feel like taking it. And I may even open the bottle and say, okay, I don't feel like taking this thing and still leave it. Or like those days when I must take it to feel normal. No, I now determine when I take it, how I take it, not because something within me is controlling me as if there's a remote control somewhere that is using to control my emotion. It's no longer, no, 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 no. I take it like a boss. I like the way that one came out. I take it like a boss. I do it. At times I'll make it myself. I've wasted this coffee. I'm not actually in the mood to take it any longer. That was not me before. So this is me telling you from the standpoint of healing my digital part. So that was not me before. But these days, I'll tell myself, nobody will die anyway. And I've told everybody around me, if it is not life threatening, if this decision that needs to be made after this time that I've closed for the day is not going to alter the project we are working on, please delay till tomorrow. What does it mean? Everybody knows that anything they want me on must be on my table by 3 p.m. If it's not on my table by 3 p.m. and by extension 4 p.m., then it may have to wait till the following day, except every other manager or director can handle it. Is there a must that I'm the one handling everything? Is it? No, it's not. It's not. So when you track your success, your progress, your frustration, there will be days like this that you sit down when you actually get to that point that you can say to yourself and other people that I conquered this coffee, man. There was a time I was a digital addict, I conquered it. This is how I did it. And you'll be able to look at your frustration and laugh. Because today I can laugh about those times I'm crying over a cup of coffee. Coffee that I bought with my own money. It's causing me tears. You see how powerful addictions can be. So as you go on, you adjust your habits and circles to reflect what you want to achieve. Like I said, the most difficult for me at that point was I walk around people. We've all created this system of surviving by coffee. So even when I'm not drinking, I'm hearing smells of brewed coffee that is triggering something in me. However, at the time I had to withdraw. I created a different space for myself that is far away from the rest of the crew. I'll sit down there, I'll do my work, I'll push the things I needed to push. And after me, you're not doing, I said, no, there is a fast. I'm on a coffee fast. I'm on a coffee fast. But the beauty of it is that when I was able to do it, and they saw that I caught myself off that addiction, so many people joined. And we are all still a work in process. So you can create a circle that reflects what you want to achieve. When I started, I did not have a circle of coffee. But today, anyone around me who wants to start a life without coffee, to stop coffee addiction, ask me as a circle to look onto to discuss with for me. I remember one of my colleagues I said, for me, can it fair? It's like I'm going mad. Oh, just take it on. Don't worry, sit down. 5 minutes, let's just 10 minutes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about something else. And like that, we keep encouraging ourselves. Nobody has it all figured out. That is the way and nature of the world we live in. Now, celebrate your successes one step at a time. This is very critical. Even if you live alone, say to yourself, write it and paste it here. Day one without coffee. I celebrate myself. Piam. 30 days without coffee. Wow, I'm doing this. Just put it there. Celebrate yourself. In fact, if you want to be like my people will say, if you want to be more, take yourself out. Go on a movie date with yourself. Go on a fun date with yourself. Just go on a leisure walk with yourself to celebrate your wins. It's actually uh, like a reward system that this digital stuff is. It gives you a kind of feel that you're doing something that you are proud of. The whole world may not be proud of what you are doing, but you as a person, you're proud of it. And yeah, it is worth doing. Know this, creating a new pattern takes time. I cannot overemphasize this. You are not going to get there in a day. It is not by fiat, it is not by wishful thinking, it is hard work, it is smart work. It is walking back from what is convenient to what is not so convenient but needful. However, you'll be proud you do that. Don't forget, this is the end of the session today. I was thinking it's going to take 20 minutes, but hey, we've done 50 solid minutes talking about conquering digital addiction. I'll leave a link on the video that you can use to join the class for your work groups if you are not a member of the academy. And this is me wishing you the very best. Our classes continue in the academy very soon. Friday live is coming. I hope you guys are ready, and our materials are getting ready as well. I wish you a very pleasant day. It's Tuesday, the 8th of April 2025, and I wish you the very best of today. I will not be able, because we spent 50 minutes, I will not be able to take questions, but all the questions can be sent to the chat rooms. The admin will pick on them, and if it is something that you need me on, I'll be available to respond to them. Thank you, everyone. It's amazing being here again today. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We are all together 127 on the call. That's a brilliant one for a Tuesday morning, because it's still morning, it's before 12 p.m. Yeah, I am. Thank you always. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the classroom. Thanks.